you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'd love to. My name's Jesse. I'm a senior here at Calvin.
What's your major?
I'm Biochem and Religion for pre-med.
What are your passions?
I love running and also hanging out with people around campus.
All right, what's something in your life that you're most proud of?
I would say probably the number of books that I've bought at bookstores from around the country.
Okay, why did you choose Calvin?
Academics, faith, community, and tennis were the 4 things that I looked at, and Calvin just checked all the boxes.
Are you happy that you chose Calvin?
100%.
Are you happy or unhappy that Calvin has core requirements?
So I actually only added my religion major because of core and getting to try out stuff, so I'm really happy it does.
Good, okay. How similar is Calvin to your expectations?
I would say pretty similar, although I've gotten involved in some things that I did not expect. I've been a tour guide for 4 years, which has been awesome.
What would you say a typical Calvin student is like?
I feel like that's tough. There's so many different types of people at Calvin, but I would say one thing is that everyone is really smart, but also is just super down to earth and love to just be in community.
What's your all-time favorite thing about Calvin?
Oh my gosh, that's so tough. Definitely relationships with profs. I didn't think about that when I was coming to Calvin, but now that I'm here, they care about you so much. I have one that I traveled with to Nepal. I have another that I cat sit for when he goes out of town, so just cool stuff like that.
Okay, least favorite thing about Calvin?
Probably the fact that everyone's sleep deprived.
What's a stereotype about Calvin that actually holds true?
I would say everyone is kind of over-involved at Calvin, that you do so many things in tryout, which is great, but also at the same time, maybe we could all chill out a little bit more.
Where are we right now?
So we're right now by the dorms and also one of our dining halls on campus, walking towards more of our academic buildings.
What's your favorite place on campus?
I love to go to the nature preserve. It's a preserved watershed in Grand Rapids. It has a bunch of trails that you can go and study and walk and read in.
What clubs are you involved in?
I'm in the running club, and then in terms of my major, I'm in the pre-health club as well, and then I work in campus ministries.
Ooh, if you weren't in a club, would you have FOMO about it?
Oh, for sure. There's a Nerf war club on campus that I've always wanted to join, but just never found the time to.
Would you say that your experience in clubs have added to your Calvin experience?
Yeah, for sure. We have over 50 clubs at Calvin, and one of the ones, the pre-health club that I'm in, we get to go to a conference every year in Kentucky, and it's really cool to see doctors from all over the world there. So it's been really cool for me.
How late does your library stay open?
During the week, it stays open until midnight, but during finals, it's 2 or 3 a.m.
Oh, that's clutch.
Yeah.
Is the library social or silent?
I feel like it depends on where you go. There's pockets where it's super social, and then there's pockets where it's kind of silent. I'm always where people are talking, so maybe not the most productive.
What's your favorite place to study on campus?
Actually, the library. On the 5th floor, there's these windows that overlook Commons Lawn and the chapel, and it's really cool.
What's your typical class size?
Around 20, but our biggest is 50, and the smallest I've had is 6 people around a table with a prof.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
How many hours of homework do you do in a day?
Not enough.
Okay, what's your best tip for balancing social life and schoolwork?
Probably should not ask me that. No, I think using those 30-minute segments in your day instead of just getting on TikTok, just using those to just grind out homework, and then at night you can hang out with people.
All right. We'll veer off course a little.
Yeah.
How fashionable is the campus?
You have 2 types of people, people like me that kind of just wear clothes, and then you have people who thrift and are super aesthetic, and I'm I want to be you, but I just don't have the capacity for that.
How would you rank your school spirit?
It's grown a lot since COVID. Half our student body packed out the gym for our rivalry game this year, so it's grown a lot since COVID.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
How much do you walk a day?
Probably 3 or 4 miles, I guess, just between classes and back to where I live.
Okay. Do you think that students use bikes, skateboards, scooters, longboards? What's the mode of transportation?
All of the above, including I've seen a unicycle on campus before.
Oh my gosh, okay. Do you have to dress up for class, or can you just bum it?
Oh, you can do both. Some people go all out. On days that I'm feeling jazzy, maybe, but you can also just wear sweatpants.
Sweet. What's an essential item to bring to campus if I'm moving in?
I love hammocking, so I bring a hammock, and we have hammocking poles around campus, which is super nice to be able to string a hammock.
Oh, that is so nice. How often do you leave campus?
Probably 2 or 3 times a week. My church is downtown, and I also love going downtown with my friends. There's concerts down there, big events like World of Winter, so just really cool stuff downtown GR.
Would you say most students leave campus often?
I wouldn't say a ton. We're not a suitcase campus. We have super fun events on the weekends, but it is fun to go grab a bite to eat off campus, or go to church off campus on Sundays.
Okay. Do you feel safe walking through campus at night?
Yeah, I really do. It's a safe area of Grand Rapids, East Grand Rapids. We also have blue emergency poles. and then also a 24-hour dispatch for campus safety.
Oh, that's so good.
It is good, yeah.
How close is the nearest airport?
Like 10 minutes away, we have an international airport that's super close and accessible from campus, and you can go all over. I've flown to New York from Grand Rapids before.
Oh, wow. Do you feel like all socioeconomic classes are represented at Calvin?
Yeah, I have close friends that are from pretty wealthy areas and not wealthy areas, but it's cool that we really do just come together as a community and not let that be like the most defining feature of Calvin.
All right. Is your school academically competitive, or do you guys help each other out?
Oh, totally help each other out. Not competitive, but smart too. Like, I think those can coexist.
Okay. Do most graduates leave with jobs?
Yeah, high 90% either leaves or goes to grad school after Calvin.
If you could change one thing about Calvin, what would you change?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, probably more fireplaces around campus. There's some in the dorms, and I just think the aesthetic would be elevated if we had more fireplaces.
Okay, yeah, keep it warm.
Yeah.
Number one tip for success here at Calvin?
I would say cast your net wide. Calvin's like really unique in the sense of there's people you're meeting every day. It's big enough, but it's also small enough that like you can really get to know community well. So cast your net wide freshman year, ask people to grab meals, go to campus events. Like, it's just fun to meet people.
Do you like the Grand Rapids area?
Yeah, I love it. There's a downtown area like 10 minutes away that I love to run, go to church, have a lot of restaurants, but there's also like nature, trails, all of that.
Cool. Would you say campus is diverse?
Yeah, we have a lot of people. We have over 55 countries represented in our last incoming freshman class. So it's been cool to meet people from like all over the world.
That is so cool. Why do you think Calvin chose you?
Because I paid them money.
Do you think that Calvin is the best Christian college?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And why?
I think it's the best Christian college because we're down to earth, but we also, faith's really important to us and academics is really important to us, and all of those can kind of coexist together.
Okay, what is your favorite thing to do on campus?
Oh, that's tough. I would say probably actually go to chapel. We have it every day.
Awesome. What dorm were you in or are you in?
I was in KHVR on the honors floor my freshman year, and then BHT my second year.
Okay, and which dorm has the best events?
Schulte Eldersveld is kind of popping off recently. They just have a lot of fun events like pancakes with the barns, and it's just like been a really fun time.
Oh, that's so cool. What's your favorite Calvin tradition?
Definitely the bed races. You like put mattresses on wheels and just push them around campus.
What? We're kind of walking in the middle of campus right now. How would you describe the architecture here?
There's a lot of brick. We actually have our own quarry, so a lot of brown, but it does feel natural, which is kind of cool.
Okay. Would you be surprised if you came back and there was a squirrel in your hallway?
Not at all.
What year are people allowed to move off campus if they're allowed?
Junior year.
Cool. What's the most embarrassing thing you've seen someone do on campus?
We have a pond by our seminary, and I've definitely seen people swim across it just for the heck of it. And I would not do that personally, but power to them.
No way. Okay, go-to place on campus for snacks.
Johnny's. It's this like grab-and-go station with like boba, sushi, salads, all the things.
Nice. Have you ever gone to a concert on campus?
Yeah, I went to one this last week called Jordy Searcy. He's a pop singer, but we also had like Bleachers here last year. Just fun stuff.
What is the most unique tradition that Calvin has?
So in the seminary pond, we jump into it in the winter. They cut a hole in it. It's called the cold night plunge, and it's feral and cold and so fun.
Oh man. Where do most students hang out during the school day?
Ooh, there's a big lobby area in our library that a lot of people hang out by the coffee shop.
Should everyone watching this video come to Calvin?
100%. Come visit us and you'll realize why Calvin is the best Christian college.